CBN's Brody Carter is following the developing story. Brody, the U.S. and NATO both skeptical Russia is actually de-escalating.
That's right, Jenna. The U.S. and its NATO allies taking a wait-and-approach scene. Now, we understand this is the third time in its 2 months that Putin has claimed a diplomatic route is possible. While all along, military drills are ongoing. Thousands of troops still surround Ukraine. President Biden updating Americans on the crisis tonight and the people of Russia, saying we are not enemies, but we will not sacrifice basic principles to appease the Kremlin.
The United States and NATO are not a threat to Russia. Ukraine is not threatening Russia. Neither the U.S. nor NATO have missiles in Ukraine. To the citizens of Russia, you are not our enemy. And I do not believe you want a bloody, destructive war against Ukraine.
It is entirely possible that he could move with little to no warning.
The U.S. is skeptical, and NATO is calling for proof after Russia's defense ministry announced a partial pullback of troops from Ukraine's border. Russian media showing tanks packing up, but giving no specifics of how many troops or which combat positions might be abandoned. Tensions still remain high because regardless of the Kremlin's announcement, military drills are seen and heard over Belarus, just north of Ukraine. The Pentagon warning Putin has added military resources along the border, and NATO Security General urges caution.
Should he choose to invade again, he is doing all the things you would expect him to do to make sure he's ready for that option or options.
So far, we have not seen any de-escalation on the ground, not seen any signs of reduced Russian military presence on the borders of Ukraine.
After Tuesday's meeting in Moscow between German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and Putin came word of a possible diplomatic solution. Putin's talking points, limiting missile deployments in Europe and transparency of military drills and other shows of power. That translates to his desire to stop Ukraine and other ex-Soviet nations from joining NATO. After leaving the Kremlin, Scholz told German-speaking reporters he made it clear to Putin that Germany is open to formally keeping Ukraine from joining NATO as a way of averting war. Critics call the chancellor's bold pronunciation in Moscow capitulation to the Russian bear.
Deterrence seems to be working. Vladimir Putin is getting the message.
As lawmakers try to solidify a sanctions package to pressure Putin, some worry moving too soon could cause Russia to retaliate.
It is a serious concern to think that if you impose sanctions, as you put it, that might just harden Putin's position. I think the bottom line really is that Putin is a person who is a megalomaniac, and he just wants the world's attention on him, despite of the fact that he is a multi-billionaire from stealing from his own people.
The United States is closing the U.S. Embassy in Kiev and temporarily relocating any remaining diplomats to the western city of Lviv, which sits on the border of Poland. Jenna, back to you.